Hey everyone, Jeremy here. It is Tuesday night, and we're going to create some art. It's going to be awesome. Got a couple people in the room already. We got full press. We got Kid. Probably a couple more on the way. A lot of pressure on me tonight. Kid is saying this kitty cat that I'm going to draw better be scoopable. Man, I really hope so because that's the new thing. Just Dave's in the room as well. So I'm just going to jump right in. There's not like a big introduction today. I'm just drawing a kitty cat, and hopefully it turns out cute. So let me jump right in. Um, we got Ben in the room, Treasure Warriors. We got Moon in the room. We got Kevin. Yeah, big old party tonight. This is awesome. So I'm starting with a black piece of paper, and as you can see, it's kind of got this like stuff I put on it. This is that clear gesso that I sometimes use for when I'm using my pastel pencils. Again, it's a really low-key night tonight. I just want to have some fun and draw like an expressive kitty and color. Hopefully that's cool. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. I'm just going to jump right in, but feel free to chat with me while I'm doing this. So I don't really have any strategy here. I'm just going to kind of like, draw a bunch of like cool lines. I kind of want this to be like highly stylized if I can, but I don't know. I think the head's going to be kind of a little bit off the center. So this is just some scribble to kind of like tell myself where the center is. And then I think the head's going to be up here. And I think the ears are going to end up here. So really simple sketch. Already kind of figured where everything's going to be. Yeah, all right, we're done. We can call it a day. No, just kidding. A kitty with DB Cooper in the background. That'd be awesome. Hey, Shelly. Cool. I can only stay for a few, but wanted to pop in. Well, I appreciate you popping in. I always like when you guys come in and hang out with me. Gives me somebody to talk to other than myself. I joke that I don't have a problem just talking to myself, but it usually is helpful when there's other people. So as you can see, I'm just kind of scribbling in some forms here because like I think it's going to be kind of cool for the style of this, which I kind of have like an idea. It's just going to be kind of like this loose, colorful kitty. You can see I'm starting with the blue pencil. Cats aren't blue, but I think like this cat's going to be blue or partly blue. There's going to be a lot of colors going on. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, hopefully you guys are having a great week so far. It is Tuesday. Man, this has been a super busy week for me. Like I haven't barely slept. Like I have been like wide awake all week. It's like it's kind of crazy. I'm like I've got this huge deficit going on. I think probably on Thursday I'm just gonna crash and like sleep for the entire weekend. We'll see what comes of that. But the good news is I've gotten a lot done. So like I'm a programmer, so I work as the inspiration hits me, which is sometimes in the middle of the night. That's why I haven't really been sleeping lately. But yeah, I think this is looking cute so far, right? It looks like a cat. So my idea is that this will be the paw, little paw sticking out down here, and then he's got kind of a body that kind of disappears into the background. You got kind of a tail. It's going to kind of come up here. And you got these ears. As you can see, I'm just kind of like scribbling, which I think is fun. I like drawing pictures like this. I usually like to draw portraits like this. But why not do a kitty as well? I don't know about you guys, but it has been hot around here. I don't know, like it feels unseasonably hot considering it's just June. I mean, it's not even into July yet, much less August or September, which is usually the really hot months. I don't know where it is like in the rest of the world, but around here it's been super crazy hot. Like you walk outside and you're just drenched in sweat. It's a kind of muggy kind of hot too. I don't know if I like it. I want to go to a water park and just kind of cool down or go to the beach or something and talk back there, hacking up lung. Oh, Geppetto is feeling okay. So Geppetto's kind of hiding his face because like Kid always wants to see eyes on him. So I've got a plan for eyes. I just haven't done it yet. So he's kind of hiding his face. He's hiding from Kid. Kevin says, I have too much hair for this weather. Yeah, for real. It's just too hot. Way too hot out there. But we're like full on into summer now. I think the summer solstice is like right around the corner as well. So we are we're in the thick of it. Little wiry cat. I think he's looking cute so far. So somewhere in here, there's going to be some eyes. Yeah. So Geppetto, he's going to end up. I think I'm going to go and do some eyes on him this week if I remember to. But I have a plan for that. So he will be able to see soon. In which case, he can actually do that portrait he wants to do of himself. Like been wanting to do like a self portrait of Geppetto. It's a self portrait because he's going to do it himself. But yeah, like I feel like I want to take a trip to the beach. Here in Kentucky, that's a bit of a trip. I think it's about 9 hours to the closest beach, and I can't figure out which beach I want to go to. I think Virginia might be the closest. If I went to Virginia to the beach, I could see my brother who lives in Maryland, which would be awesome. Um, but then also, I think the Great Lakes is pretty close too, and I don't know which one's closer. Like the Great Lakes, Lake Erie might actually be closer. I'm not sure. Yeah, he's a colorful cat. Starting off as blue, it's not going to be all blue. Although all blue would be kind of cool because, like, I do live in Kentucky. We have the UK Wildcats, so blue cats are kind of a thing around here. So you saw that it was kind of dusty to begin with. That's because I treated it with like clear gesso. I mentioned that, but like I should probably reiterate that because that's what gives the thing the tooth that you need in order to be able to adhere the pastel pencils to the paper. Poly Beach, South Carolina. That's where you don't go swimming at Poly Beach, do you? I think I've been to Poly Beach. Poly Beach is where they have all those. I think it's a nature preserve, ain't it? Yeah, Poly Beach in South Carolina is really nice, and actually Charleston area of South Carolina is not that far. Um, like less than 10 hours. I want to say it's closer to 9 hours. It's not very far at all. Like uh, it's a trip. Like you definitely like if you drive. Like if you fly, I'm sure it's a lot less, but if you drive, it is noticeable, but I don't think it's too bad. Yeah, Folly Beach would be awesome. All right, so I think I'm pretty happy with where the cat's going to be. So now I can kind of come back in and block him in a little bit better. So these are pastels, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. Soft pastels. It's kind of a new set. I just recently got them, and I've been having a lot of fun with them. I've been trying to do like some landscape pictures, which is not my normal um, type of thing that I draw. Like I like drawing animals, but I do like the expressive nature of drawing with pastels. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to do this kind of loose style where you get the impression of a cat without like explicitly like drawing it out, with ultra realism or whatever. Just making a bunch of marks. Oh, that part goes back to the lighthouse with all the painting on the walkway as a preserve of some sort. Um, oh, but you can get into, yeah, I think, I don't know, I've only been there the one time. Um, my brother used to live there in Charleston, and he took us to Folly Beach. And the places that we went, it was all you know, like some sort of preserve where you couldn't go in the water or anything. They had a lot of cool wood there, like the sun bleached kind of Gandalf staff looking wood. I don't know how else to describe it, but it was pretty cool. I love Holly Beach. It was nice. Shelly says, I'm in Bonita Springs, Florida. Super hot and muggy right now. Oh, I can imagine. Yeah. I used to live in Central Florida myself, and I know it's just terrible. Rain and thunder back home in the Pacific Northwest. I feel like in Florida, it could rain at any moment. Like, I remember it being like sunshiny, but then like at any moment, it could just like downpour. All right, he's looking pretty cool so far. Let's get in some details here. So I did want to you know, I didn't want to leave him all abstract. I wanted to do some realism. Let me make sure I'm happy with the spacing here. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the spacing there. So I wanted to do some realism in the eyes. Like, I always get the best compliments on the eyes. So I don't want to let the viewers down. They expect like really pretty eyes in my cats. So again, these are pastel pencils. I got some stick pastels over here. If you guys are interested in the brands of these things, I can dig that information up. I don't really pay attention to that kind of stuff. Like, there's probably better brands than others to use, but a lot of that's lost on me. I just enjoy drawing pictures and having some fun with it. I don't care so much of it. Like, I use the tools that I've got, and you know, if they work out, they work out. If they don't work out, I just kind of keep messing with them until they do. There's probably like a better way to go about that, but it's just the way I do it. We need a name for this cat, so like keep that in mind. Towards the end of this, I'll ask you like what you guys think this cat should be named. I do like drawing in a loose style. So like I like for my pictures to look realistic, sure, but also I just like scribbling on the paper too. That's the fun aspect of it. To me, if you're not having fun with your art, then I don't know, it might as well be a job or something. Like I really want to have fun with my art, so I like to scribble. Kind of went a little overboard here. I want to make sure that he's got that, you know, cats have the little slit in their eyes. So hopefully he will be a nice, adorable, scoopable kitty. That's the uh that's the term we've got on this channel now. The little catchphrase. He's got to be scoopable. All right, so those eyes are starting to look nice, but I really wanted it to be kind of dark around them, so I'm going to kind of reinforce that. I may come back over this again because I do think I'm going to put some more color in it, but I do want there to be a nice little black line around his eyes, if that makes sense. The other thing is I'm freehanding this cat just to, you know, really practice. Like, this is all practice for me. But I'm freehanding this cat, so that's another test of my ability. Can I get a cat that looks kind of decent in terms of proportions? I don't know. We'll see. There you go. He's got some eyes now. We have thunder and lightning ripping in Washington. Yeah, so Mama Q, you're from the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, it's definitely the season for weather too, like the crazy weather. All right, so I don't know. It's probably too early to get the little, you know, highlight on his eyes, but I'm gonna try anyway. All right, so now I've got some eyes. that are pretty good, actually. I like those eyes. Those look good. And that kind of anchors me in on this picture, which is nice. So now I can have some fun with the other stuff. Now I'm super worried about screwing up the eyes. All right. Um, Let me get another little anchor point. I think it's safe to say that his nose is going to be right there. And I feel comfortable making his nose an adorable little pink. Yeah, just an adorable kitty is what I'm shooting for today. I didn't put a lot of thought into it. I had a late meeting. I was supposed to meet somebody at like 5:30, and then it ran into like 6:30, and then they finally ended up canceling it like around 7 o'clock. And it's like, oh man, I've got to do the stream. It's like, so I didn't really have a lot of time to prepare today. So we're just doing a simple kitty today, but we're not phoning it in either. It's going to be a nice kitty. Beautiful little adorable. Talk about scoopable. How about boopable? This is a boopable notebook. The cat blinks I'm out. You know, I do animation too, Cabin. So like, don't tempt me, because I can have this cat blinking if you want. The funny thing is, I actually got my start in animation. I mean, I wouldn't say in animation as if I like went to school for it or anything like that. Basically, when I was a youngin, I had a buddy who was like into using Adobe, no, sorry, Macromedia. It was called Macromedia at the time. Macromedia director, and he was telling me about how cool it is and all that stuff, and he got me interested in Macromedia Flash. So it was before it was Adobe, it was Macromedia, and he turned me on to Adobe Flash, and I didn't know too much about it, but I wanted to do it. I wanted to use it. I wanted to make animations and just do cool stuff. So I went to Barnes and Noble, and I read a book, like in, I don't know, maybe an hour, 2 hours or something. I read enough of a book in order to be able to make simple animations. And that's how I got my start with animations. And then, you know, I've done, I've always done like subtle animations. I've never really done anything to the extent of, like, you know, I don't know, like the Simpsons episode or something like that. They were always simple animations, but I always enjoyed doing it. Like just so, like if I were to animate this cat, I would kind of just have little simple things like blinking, maybe a twitch of the nose, little things like that. Tyler, guess what? What, Tyler? What am I guessing? Sure, it's something interesting. So we've got a couple of different blues. We've got darker blue. We've got the initial sketch of a blue, and then we've got kind of like a darker blue in there. I'm coming in with like a little bit lighter blue because I want to kind of work upwards into some warmer colors. So like right now, the kitty is like cool, right? Not cool as in, oh, he's awesome or anything like that, which he is, but he's also cool in colors, right? So like these are all very cool colors. I want to introduce some warmth at some point, but I'm not there yet. So I have to kind of build up to that. Guess what I just did, Jeremy? I don't know what you just did, Tyler. I don't watch you on like a webcam. I don't know what you're up to. Something cool? Something awesome? So close to being able to learn how to ride bucking horses. Now that's awesome. For those of you who don't know, Tyler went from North Carolina out to Wyoming to learn to be a cowboy. And it's so cool. He's got all these great stories about what he's learning out there. He's learning how to rope cattle. He's learning to ride. He's learning to just, you know, he's a young kid. He's learning to grow up. That's what it is. I think it's awesome. So notice one of the things I haven't done in this picture, which I usually do when I'm working with pastel, is I haven't smudged anything. I haven't blended anything. The reason why is because I do want you to be able to see the marks in this. I think they're cool. I think that's the style of it. And I'm not doing anything to like really smudge those in, except for maybe in the eyes or like in detailed parts. Definitely not in the fur. So, for example, I don't want to like overdo it because it'll like lift some of this stuff up, but it's kind of lightly blending in these eyes. Although I don't really feel like it needs it. But the rest of it, no, not blending anything. And I'm very gently applying this stick pastel, by the way, like very, very lightly. And because I applied that clear gesso to the paper, it's picking it up superbly. Superbly? I'm making up words today. No, that's a word. That's a real word. I just love all the different styles I do. Like, I think this one's a really cool style, but this is like so different than some of my other pictures. Meow. Rome Dog says, "Hey, Jeremy, Rome." So Rome is an artist. He's been bugging me for a while, not bugging me, but asking for a while about maybe like doing a co-op, collaboration, collaboration, something like that, where we might do a stream together. I think that'd be kind of cool. Where in my mind, we would like maybe pick something to draw, and we like both independently draw something while on the same stream, and then like compare it at the end. I think that'd be kind of cool. Um, could be a dog, could be whatever. I know that he does like a lot of colored pencil pictures, so he'd probably kick my ass as far as like coming up with like a realistic looking picture. But I think that'd be fun. Tyler said, "I just rode my boy Luke at full throttle without having to stop him." Oh, that's awesome. So yeah, I think Luke is the horse that you mentioned the most, Tyler. Is that your horse, or is that like one that they just let you ride the most, or like do you have to share Luke with others, or what's the deal there? Yeah, this guy's looking cool. I really do enjoy working with pastels. I want to be able to like draw as fast as like courtroom reporters because like I don't know how you feel about the recent trials that everybody's been in lately, but one of the interesting things to come out of that to me is that you know courtroom artists has become like a big thing now. And I look at some of that art that's coming out of this courtroom things, and I'm like, man, that actually looks really cool. I want to be able to draw like that. And they're not meant to be realistic. They're just meant to capture the what happens in the courtroom at the time. And you know, I like that. I think it's kind of fun. I mean, it's not fun. It's court. Why would that be fun? Um, but yeah, I'm inspired by those courtroom artists. And that's kind of why I want to learn a little bit more in pastels, or kind of I think that's at least a little bit of the reason why I'm interested in pastels lately. I've always been interested in pastels, but to see that art like so prominently out there on in like the mainstream media and stuff like that, I'm like, there's a place for pastels in the world. I don't know if I don't know if I can really capture people though. Like, I mean, I would never be like a courtroom artist or anything like that. That's not what I'm shooting for. I'm just saying that like to be able to draw that fast, like they do, and capture somebody's essence. I guess it's almost like a character caricature though. Like it's not like they're capturing the person in complete realism. I don't know. Kid says, "Hey, the eyes are so good. I appreciate that. Thank you." So, I talk a lot about like how do you get somebody's attention focused on something. So even in this like scribbled kind of picture, if I put a lot more detail into the eyes or put or smooth those out, there's a contrast there between that and what you see around it. And that's why your eyes are drawn to these eyes because these eyes are a lot more um, you know, these eyes are designed to draw your eyes to it. There you go. Sometimes I forget what I'm saying. What are is different? I wonder what they get paid. I have no idea what they get paid. I just think it's kind of cool as a meet, like I don't know, like an art style, really. Like, when I talk about the court artists, it's not what they're doing. Like, I don't care who they're drawing or anything like that. What I think is cool about that is like what's the difference between that and drawing people in a bar? Which is whatever. Like I could care less about the courtroom drama itself. I just want to be able to draw people in a bar quickly. So, of course, in a bar, if you draw people looking, like some of these like courtroom pictures and stuff, they might pick a fight with you just because like it's not it's not that flattering. I don't think it's intentionally unflattering. I don't think that's what they were going for. I think it's just the nature of it. When you're drawing somebody quickly, it just comes out looking pretty bad. I think that's by not by design. I don't think they intentionally want it to look bad. It's just the way it goes. I'm gonna eraser. There we go. Sorry, lost track of where my eraser is. I'm gonna remove some of this off of the nose because it's a little bit too light. There we go. Leroy Neiman did it for boxing. With that nose, his name should be Gumball. Gumball, I like it. Beautiful. That's good. Leroy Neiman did it for boxing. Did what for boxing, Tom? The pastel drawing? Yeah, extremely like in the spotlight. Get some whisker rose here. The style of quick sketching folks in action. Oh, in action. So like, yeah, okay, I get what you're saying now. So like actually sketching somebody while boxing, that would be cool now that you mention it. Because that's actually what I would like to do for horses, really. Because like you go to like a horse race and stuff. Basically, you kind of get that you got to get that gesture pretty quick, on a horse. Um, that's not to say that you have to like fully capture the horse in that moment, but the gesture you need to get pretty quick. The horse running, it's not like it's pausing for you to take a picture of it. Yeah, sketching. Top courtroom sketch artist makes around $75,000 a year. So if that's the top, I wonder, like, wonder what the bottom looks like. It's like, um, well, we're not bringing our best courtroom sketch artists to this one. Like, this is a pretty um, low profile courtroom thing. So we're just gonna have our mediocre sketch artist. We'll call Jeremy for this one. He's okay for this one. We don't want to pull out our big guns. We're just gonna call Jeremy. I love it. Get a little goatee going. It's kind of cute. So again, I'm not leaving them this in these cool colors. Like the intent is to introduce some warm colors here in a little bit, but I kind of want to get the face in there. How are we doing on time? We're doing okay on time. So one of the things that I think is cool about doing work in pastels, pastel pencils, pastel sticks, is it really is good for drawing animals and drawing fur, just because like you really can work those layers in there. Um, you can do the same with colored pencils, but it's going to be a pain. So like it's not like I'm opposed to using colored pencils. It's just it's so much easier in pastels if you want to work with pastels. Pastel pencils are awesome for doing fur. It's this cat is reminding me of some movie, and I'm not sure. I don't think it's Alice in Wonderland. I don't think it's the Cheshire cat, but there's some cat that kind of looks like these colors. Maybe I don't know what movie that is. Get cute little fur mouth. He's adorable. I just want to boop him right in the face. Cats don't let you boop them. Only dogs do. Hey, BIC. How does a sketch artist get on top? I'm being facetious. How do you become like so like I don't feel like you're credited much when you're a sketch artist. Like there were some very famous pictures to come out of these trials because like the trials were so public. And I still don't know who the sketch artists were, right? So like imagine your work is so famous, but you're not. Like your name never gets mentioned. How does that happen? Like how do they know like oh we need to get I'm gonna pick on Kevin. We need Kevin for this one. We need Kevin's artistic talent for this particular trial because it's so big. Um, how does that happen? Like how do you make a name for yourself in courtroom art circles? All right, looking pretty good in the face, I think. I like it. All right. So now here's the question. Can I introduce some warmer colors without screwing this picture up? I don't know. I don't know. Um, I wanted to get some reds into reddish pink, orangish reds, something or other into these ears without overdoing it. So what do you guys think of this loose style by the way? Like is it weird? Do you guys like it? Do you guys like watching it? Is it annoying? I guess I probably should have asked that to begin with. I like this style. I think it's kind of fun. It's I wouldn't say it's all impressionistic. It's kind of a combination of I'm not really good with those type of terms like the like labels and stuff on like what type of style this is. I just like it. I think it's fun to draw in. That's for sure. Tom says, I like it. There's a rhythm to it. You know, that's a great comment. I love that comment because like honestly, if I wasn't doing this on YouTube where you get copyright strikes, one of these days I'm going to probably subscribe to one of those music royalty-free music services. But anyway, if I wasn't doing this on YouTube, I would be listening to music right now, and there probably would be some influence of the music in the actual work. Like especially on a picture like this like this this type of picture lends itself to like listening to jazz music or some sort of freeform music um that like you know some forms of rock maybe that that is definitely something I would be doing if I wasn't doing this on live stream. I would be listening to music. So I'm listening to music in my head now, like kind of. And I encourage you guys to as well. Just kind of like picture the music. That's looking cool. But yeah, definitely got some jazz going in here. So just those new colors and stuff are kind of like introducing this warmth to it. Now we're still on the cool side, except for like maybe the oranges up here, but we're oh hey Angelique, some new names in here. Cool. I love it when there's new people in here. I appreciate it. Not that the usual people are like boring or anything like that. I just love it when there's new people as well. Um, so I do like the introduction of some warmer colors in here. And I'm not really going for like a psychedelic cat. I'm just going for like a cat that's maybe under some uh some street lights in a cyberpunk movie. Like if there was a cat in Blade Runner, what would it look like? I don't know if this really matches that, but I think he's adorable. And you see the layers. So the layers are able to be done because of that clear gesso I put on it. Otherwise, most of this pastel would not adhere to the paper very well. But because I use the clear gesso, I am able to create multiple layers in this picture and really Cat Stevens maybe. That'd be cool. Yeah, digging that effect on the ears. I like it. I think it's cool. Thanks. I mean, I don't know. I wish I could do more pictures like this, to be honest. Where I feel like this loose style, just being able to like jump in and not have any kind of guidelines or anything like that, just kind of drawing from the heart. I wish I could do that more often. Like I'm literally doing it now, but I wish I could do it better and more often. But I don't know. It is the way it is. All right. So pretty happy with those marks. Again, it's supposed to be kind of loose. So like I started with like just kind of scribbles and stuff like that. So even though I took the time to put in some clear detail, I still want that kind of like loose look. So kind of come in and scribble in some of these lines here. It's crazy little kitty. Don't forget the tail sticking out the back. Okay. That's not its head. That's not like a third ear. That's its tail. Street cat. Yeah, I like it. Street cat in a cyberpunk movie. I wish I could honestly like I would like to do more cyberpunk type art. I'm not really sure how to do that in the mediums that I work with, but cyberpunk is kind of like what people are into now. Um, there was a time period, probably about a decade ago, where steampunk was the big thing, and I think that's slowly being replaced by cyber. If you don't know what cyberpunk is, basically Blade Runner movies, um, some Star Wars. It's basically a futuristic type world where you have I don't know, like neon colors, some emphasis on like modern technology, things like that. Like if cyberpunk was kind of more browns and brass and things like that, then cyberpunk is more vibrant, I guess. More like a lightsaber. Stray cat strut. Yeah, he's definitely strutting. I haven't really developed the paw down here yet, but all right. I feel like I've done enough on the face so far. I'll come back to it. Let me work on some of these pieces down here. I want some orange down here, but not much. That's a Tron kitty for sure. Yeah. Yeah, so like yeah, that would definitely be Cyberpunk Tron. I think they're supposed to be making a new Tron movie. I don't know if Jeff Bridges is going to be in it or what it's going to be about, but I had seen that somewhere. Obviously, like if there's a franchise, they're making a they're making a new installment at some level. And Tron, it's kind of overdue. They haven't really done many Tron movies in a while. I think they just had that. What was it? Tron Legacy? I think it was the one with Olivia Wilde in it. That was pretty good. I don't know why they didn't make more after that. I thought the aesthetic there was pretty cool. So I mentioned strutting. This is definitely a cat that's strutting because this is like his forepaw. He's sticking it out. Get the paw going down here. I definitely want a couple of different colors going on in this paw. My dad says my mom likes it. Cool. I think my one mistake is that this tail kind of looks like a horn, like a unicorn, maybe. But oh well, it's a unicorn kitty. It's okay. That looks kind of cool. All right, so I'm gonna switch to pencil here just so that I can kind of get a little fuzzy with it, I think. I mean, part of it is meant to look scribbled, and I think that works well with a cat. Like, if I was doing a different kind of picture and stuff, this probably wouldn't work as well. But because it's a cat, cats have fur that kind of goes it's like all over the place. This kind of craziness on the fur and stuff, that kind of makes sense depending on the kind of cat. Like there are some long-haired cats out there. Don't ask me what the breeds are and stuff. I barely know the breeds of like dogs and stuff. I certainly don't know the breeds of cats. Looks like the cat fell into your paint kit. Yeah, cat fell into a bucket of paint. Just kind of strutting it off. The thing is, I go to like art galleries sometimes, right? And I'm very fascinated by the work of others and stuff. So like, I haven't really developed a style of my own, and I see other people's work, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. So I want to like try their style a little bit, and it's not like I can master their style like they do, but every now and then, kind of want to give it a shot, see if I can do it. And Larry, he gets excited when he rubs his hands together, like, okay, I don't know what you're talking about. I do like scribble art. I've tried a couple of different types of scribble art in the past. I've done some portraits in ink. I don't know how many more of those I can do because I left one of my pens out and it kind of dried up. I had a brush pen with a nice little brush to it, and I left the cap off of that, and it ended up drying up. So I don't know how many more um, pen scribble arts I can do, but hey, come in and do some with pencils. So this will make up for it. I think he's still adorable, even though he's like color too like. I mean, hey, it was in the title, guys. Like if you didn't know what to expect when you jumped in on this video, I did say it's a colorful kitty. You know, I believe in giving the viewers what was promised, and in this case, it was promised a colorful kitty. This guy is super colorful. Yeah, I think he's looking pretty cute. How many of you guys have watched the True Detective Night Country? I am just now getting around to watching that. It's pretty good. I went and looked at the reviews, and um, True Detective Night Country is kind of like mixed on the reviews. It's I want to say it's like around 50 to 60% of the audience likes it, and I don't understand it because it's really good. I actually really really like it. Now it's not as good as the first season of True Detective, which is like I don't know, a work of art of its own. Um, but as far as like just a good show, it's pretty good. It's got Jodie Foster in it. She's great. Um, the story is really interesting. Now I haven't made it to the end, so I don't know what the big reveal is and stuff. But I don't know why it's got such mediocre reviews. I would have thought that it would have done a lot better. Because I can said Thursday is my birthday. Would it be possible to acquire this kitty? Because I can. Because it's your birthday. I think I gave you a picture for your birthday last year, didn't I? I seem to recall the gorilla picture or something like that. Yeah, absolutely, man. That's gonna be like like a new tradition. Every time you have a birthday, I'm gonna send you a picture. So it's gonna be tough though because like I haven't figured out how to like lock pastel into the paper. So it may be one of those things where it's like I will send it to you as a test, and I am kind of curious how it arrives. I'm not really sure how to mail pastel pictures yet. I'm still working on that. But if you want to do that as an experiment, that'd be awesome. I'll send this to you, and you tell me if it arrives in decent condition. Now the gorilla that was colored pencil, so I'm not too worried about that. This is basically chalk, so I'm not sure how this will handle being sent by postage. But we can give it a shot. I think that'd be kind of cool, especially for your birthday. Happy birthday, by the way. Everybody say happy birthday to BIC. Long time viewer. We were uh, we were celebrating his birthday last year. So he's got his paw out. Obviously, he's like took a dip in the paint pool. But that's okay. You know how kitties are. They always up to no good. Curiosity killed the cat, as they say. But you know what? Cats have a lot more fun than dogs. Yes, happy birthday, BIC. How many birthdays have you had this year? Hopefully just the one. Anyway, this kind of style of art, just being loose and stuff, you know, I see people do this kind of stuff in like art galleries and things like that. And it's like, I would love to be able to consistently draw in this style. That would be cool. But I don't know if I can, to be honest. But that's why we practice, you know, like if I do this enough times, maybe I can. I don't know. I mean, it's basically letting go, you know, like you're drawing something and you have to kind of like, I mean, it's a lot like some of the other artworks, some of the other mediums and styles that I do, where you just really have to kind of like not just trust the process, but also like just kind of just let it do its own thing. You really do have to have some trust here because like you don't know what's going to happen when you make a mark. Just kind of just let it be, let loose. It's kind of cool. All right. Yeah, honestly, like you know, like I'm on a budget. I don't have like a ton of money for like postage and things like that. But like if you guys have birthdays, things that you guys or like special moments and stuff like that, you know, I am wanting to celebrate that with you guys. So like um let me know if you guys like some picture that I do or something like that. And I am happy to send these things out to people because, like, honestly, I have got pictures out the wazoo. You can see where I'm starting to remove some of the ones off of the wall back there just because there's way too many. I've got pictures coming out of the yin yang out of here. It's like, it's bad. Like I'm drowning in pictures and stuff like that. So if people want some of these pictures that I do, you know, I realize this is not your cat. This is not. Um, you know, a cat that you really resonate with because it's personal to you and stuff like that. But if you just like a picture that I do because you think it looks cool or something like that, I'm happy. Usually, I'm happy to send it out to you guys. It may be a little while before I can get to it, but it's probably something that I would definitely consider. 50 is knocking on my door. You know, I'm happy to say that I'm a comfortable 20 years old now. Just kidding. I don't think I'm gonna. I don't think I'm gonna reveal my actual age and stuff like that. But I don't know. I mean, I feel pretty young for my age. It doesn't really matter what your actual age is or how you look or anything like that. It's how you feel. I feel pretty young for my age. I don't feel as old as I should. So the combination of colors is really important because like I think that creates visual interest and stuff. So like there's a little bit of blue, there's a little bit of like orange, there's a little bit of yellow. It all works together. And the important thing is it's hard because you have to kind of like just relax and let it go, but just feel comfortable scribbling because it's not like there's anybody watching, right? Now, of course, on my channel, somebody's always watching, and because I mean, hopefully, somebody's always watching because that's kind of the point. Um, but when you're drawing your like in your own little world, um, nobody's watching. Just feel free to experiment. If it comes out looking okay, great. If it doesn't, throw it in the trash. Nobody's gonna know. It's not like you're doing a live stream in front of, I don't know, it looks like there's 20 people in here right now. Don't stress it. Feel free to experiment, is my point today. He really does look like he fell into a paint can and just like just wandered out like I don't know, like some of the times when I'm using these pencils, I use it kind of like a palette knife or like just a knife in general. And I like that aspect to it, I think. Let's see if I can get some whiskers in here. This is gonna be tough. Well, that's not bad. That looks like a whisker. So this is tough. All right, this is the kind of stuff that oh, feline fireworks. I love it. Yeah, because Fourth of July is coming up. He looks like a flower child from the 70s. Nice. I like that. I'll take it. This mark here is what stressed me out because like I got to get these whiskers in here, and unlike these other scribbles, which can be anything, these whiskers actually have to look like whiskers, and they kind of do, which is good. Whoops, oh, went a little far. So unfortunately, if you go too far with these, you have to come back and kind of remove that a little bit. But that's okay. We can fix mistakes. A little too far with that whisker. That's all right. Get that one. It's kind of it's so tough because you want them to look like whiskers, but you don't want to like. There you go. How's that for a whisker? Yeah, I think that looks cool. All right. A little bit nervous on those whiskers, but I think it turned out all right. So the more layers that you build up, obviously, the better it's going to look. This picture, what are we, an hour into it and stuff? There's only so much time I've got during these live streams, but the more you build it up, the more things look, um, like there's more depth to these pictures and stuff. It's hard to explain, but that's what's so great about these pastels. They layer very, very well, where you do get that kind of feel that there's like depth to these pictures. All right, but yeah, see, I don't mind sending this to you, but I'm gonna have to take a photo of this and stuff because I actually like this. I might make a print for myself, and it's kind of cool looking. You can have the original though because it's your birthday. I think that's a cool tradition for this like channel. Like other people out there, if you guys have birthdays and stuff and you want a picture, you let me know. I'm happy to do that kind of stuff. Smarty Hardy says, "Hello from the UK. Your picture looks awesome. I love the colors." Thank you so much, Smarty. I appreciate that. Yeah, a lot of new names in here. This is cool. I appreciate all of you guys tuning in. I like this kind of style. I think it looks really good. Looks like Kitty is chewing on a toothpick. Yeah, maybe. Right here. I can see it. That's where I went kind of off the rails a little bit on the let me work this face here a little bit. Blend that in just a little bit. All right, and then what's cool is I feel like I can kind of come back over some of this stuff. Like now that I've got some more color in here, I can add a little bit more shadow around the eyes. He does look kind of cool. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure what style this is. I'm just not very good at that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know how to identify different styles, but there's a there's a style to this that I can't recall. Let's get some definition going on this nose. It's definitely a push and pull between the abstract, which is like some of this fur around him, and the you know, like more concrete, which is like some of these details in here. But it's that cool little push and pull that gives you this like visual interest, I think. He is an adorable kitty though. I always leave it up to kid to decide whether or not it's scoopable, but I'm gonna say I think it's scoopable. I'm not allowed to have the final word on that though. I leave that up to the audience. Kind of reminds me of Voltron. That's funny. We were just talking about Voltron the other day. Where's Full Press at? Full Press was talking about Voltron the other day. I love Voltron. I miss Voltron. For you kids who don't know who, I'm pretty sure like Voltron's still around. For you kids who don't know what Voltron is, it was a bunch of cat robots that kind of joined together to make one gigantic robot. I loved Voltron as a kid. Voltron was like, I don't know, the Power Rangers of the day. Like his fur needs to come out a little bit on this side. Yeah, he's looking adorable. I like it. MJ says, love the color. I appreciate it. Thank you. Hey, Jeremy, beautiful kitty and definitely scoopable. Nice. BIC says, heading out Thursday for a 3-day road trip with no idea where I'm heading. That's the best road trip. I'm flipping a coin to determine which direction I'm going to go. That is awesome. You are my personal hero. That's cool. I hope you I hope you have a great trip and I hope you I mean I'm just gonna say it sounds like you're gonna have like an awesome adventure. Like I don't even have to wish that for you. I want more lines kind of around the face so that it's like, yeah. I want it to be tough to decide where the face ends and the background begins. No interstate, all back roads. Yeah, that's cool. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I find that the interstate is just practical and helpful at sometimes, but yeah, once you get to where your main focus is and stuff, definitely back roads all the way. That's great. Mm, he needs more whiskers. Hey, he's looking kind of cute. All right. I think see, this has barely got any lead on it. That's crazy. I don't feel like sharpening it, but yeah, honestly, like just hitting the open road, um, it's so much nicer than having like a plan or something. That's how I would love to do my road trips. Even when I go someplace that is popular or like a tourist destination or something like that, I still just kind of want to go off the grid. Like like an example I can think of is that I went to San Francisco a few years back, and you know, there's obviously a lot of tourism destinations in San Francisco, but for me, it was so fun just to kind of like take their train system and just kind of go to like crazy places and stuff that like are off the beaten path. Like I went to like Haight Ashbury, and there's really not much there. Um, but I just kind of wanted to go to Haight Ashbury, so I went out there and just kind of like found a restaurant and had like a burger. But I kind of wanted to go to Haight Ashbury just because of like, the whole 1960s hippie movement type thing. I think I was born a few years too late. I should have been a hippie. There is like an upper limit to how many layers you can put in pencil. At some point, you need something a little bit softer than the pencils I've got here, at least. Um, so that's when I go back to my soft pastels because like those work really well for like these upper layers. I mean, we've got several layers going on here. It's a bit involved, this picture. Kind of want this to be a little bit soft. His chin. And just blur that out a little bit. He is adorable. Eddie Sedgwick says, MJ, hi. Don't worry about the missing hippie thing, Jeremy. Most guys don't look good. I don't know. I have an uncle who was a hippie, and he looked awesome. Like, if my dad's still in here, Uncle Clifton, he's got some pictures and stuff where he, uh, I don't know, he just looked badass. I don't know if he was a hippie per se, but he had the long hair. He would wear like leather vests and stuff. He just looked like the part. My Uncle Clifton, he looked pretty cool for the 1960s. I mean, it's just so much fun. So like, I don't know, like whenever somebody cooks, like a professional chef, they had the whole chop 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 thing. I always thought that was cool. So the artistic equivalent of that is just like where you put your pencil on the paper and you just like pull it, right? I think that's so much fun because you have no idea what's going to happen. You just make a mark and just kind of like leave it up to the fates, really. And you just hope for the best. And usually it works out. I think I need some white right here. Yeah, he's an adorable kitty. I do think that you know he is definitely strutting because he's got that whole like he's got the one paw forward. You can see the lights catching him. Yeah, pretty happy with this guy. Get some more color in here. I have to find this side a little bit more. Kind of highlighting this side and stuff just to kind of help define where his body starts on this side. So it really doesn't matter what you do in terms of art style, I don't think. Um, this is just my own personal opinion and viewpoint, but it's less like how you define what you're drawing and more about the communication of information. So like I need to communicate where the body starts on this side. How I do that is really kind of up to me as an artist. And you can kind of like do that in so many different ways. But by adding this additional color over here, you know that the body starts there. So I've accomplished my goal of defining the cat itself. Now, from there, it's all like just style. As long as I met my job as far as communication goes, I feel comfortable just like being free to do whatever in terms of style. Happy belated Father's Day. Yeah, it was Father's Day the other day. Yeah, my dad's actually in the room. He did not do a great job with me. Look, I'm responsible for my like whatever awesomeness I bring to the table. It's all me. It has nothing to do with my dad. Don't put ideas in his thought in his head because he's going to hold that over me. He's going to be like, your viewers said that I am great. No, don't fill his head with anything. I'm just kidding, of course, but no, that stuff's going to go to his head. He's super competitive. He wanted to do some art on bones. So he went off and bought some bones, and he's going to do some art on it. And he wants me to like do some art as well, and then each of us kind of compare how that looks. So expect that in the future. Going to do some art on some bones, like some rib bones and stuff, like basically dog treats. We'll see how that goes, but that's something that probably is coming soon. It is in the bourbon. One of the very nicest of our treasure. Oh, that's cool. Thank you. Scrimshaw. What is that? That sounds familiar. Jeremy, your dad's an artist. He thinks he is. I'm just kidding. No, he's actually really good. I showed many months ago some art that he did when he was younger. He's not a he's one of those guys that did art when he was younger and then kind of like just put it off because he had like family and he was in the military, so he had like a pretty defined career. Um, So he kind of put it off and stuff. So I think that it's kind of cool because like just me doing this show has kind of like rekindled that in him, I think a little bit, where he's at least thinking about art again, which I think is kind of cool. So he wasn't a professional artist, but I think that he could have absolutely spent some time with it if he wanted to, which you know he kind of did over the years, but not to the degree that I think that he should have. So it is kind of fun to like kind of rekindle that stuff with him because like he uh he did a piece for the that bourbon bottle thing, which he probably wouldn't have done if I hadn't challenged him to do it. We like to mess with each other, so like I challenge him, he challenges me. Anyway, how are we doing on time? Yeah, we're all right. Sometimes these more expressive pictures and stuff, they don't take as long. That's actually one of the benefits of them. So, like, there does come a point where you're like overworking it. I don't think we've reached that yet on this kitty, but it is something to be aware of. Yeah, I don't think I know what scrimshaw is. Oh, okay, that's art on the bones. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so he got some like dog bones, like basically dog treats and stuff, and he boiled them down and he's like uh water buffalo rib bones. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, he already mentioned what he's doing. So he's boiling all those down and bleaching them and stuff, and we're gonna try some art on those, just see how it goes. I don't know what he's going to do, but I'm gonna try some pyromancy or pyrographic, not pyromancy. That's like fire magic. I'm gonna do some pyrographics. There you go. Basically, I'm gonna use like a wood burner on it and see how that goes. I don't know if that's going to work or not, but that's my idea was pyromancy. We'll see how it goes. I think it'd be kind of cool though. I don't know what subject would look good on these bones, so maybe I'll do like a seascape because it does feel like was it Scrimshaw? Yeah, Scrimshaw. Scrimshaw is scrollwork engravings and carvings done in bone or on ivory. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be technically all that, but I'm going to give it a shot and try to burn some images on it. I've seen some other people do it. There's like this one lady called Haunted by Nature on Instagram. She does phenomenal work. I'm going to try to copy what she does. Not copy, but try to match what she does. If that makes sense. So I do like how this has turned out, where if you recall, we started with really cool colors at the on the base layer and kind of built up to these warmer colors. I think the only thing really mentioned missing in this is maybe some greens. I don't feel like introducing green into this, but it's already kind of there with the blue and the yellows. But it's an adorable kitty. So you can use the pencils, but you can also use like the on these these sticks, you have this like straight edge over here. You can use that kind of like as a pencil if you want. So like, you don't need pencils. I like the convenience of pencils, but it's not 100% required. I'm gonna try to get more of a defined top of his head here because I want to kind of separate his head from the tail behind him. So I'm just gonna highlight some white up here just so you kind of know where his head starts. There you go. I think that that works. And then, of course, now that I've got the white in here, I should probably come in and reinforce. This is such a great, so how I forget the name of this brand. It's just something I bought on uh, whoops, I got a bunch of noise. So it's whatever this, I don't know how to pronounce that, but these are really nice. They weren't terribly expensive. I bought them on Amazon, and they're a great set of pastels for like, I don't know, if you're just getting started with it. I don't know, like if there's like, obviously there's better pastels out there if you spend a lot of money, but these were like really cheap, and they're so nice. They layer really really good, and I think I spent like less than 30 bucks. I don't remember exactly. I don't spend like a lot of time thinking about what I spend on these things. I just like, well, okay, I need something, and this is within my budget. I don't remember exactly what I spent, but they are really nice. As you can see, you're able to like use these to like layer well, especially on these top layers. They're so soft. You can kind of come in and again, because you still have this hard edge on them, you can use them like a pencil as well. Tom's over here making noises. Let's see. Honestly, like this is all there really is to art. It's just making a bunch of layers on top of layers and stuff. And it's a lot of patience. It really is. Where you're like, at what point am I done? I don't know. I feel like there's still some work I can do here. So I'm not I don't feel like it's done yet, but it's one of those things, You just have to like feel like that's where a lot of the discretion as an artist comes in. It's like, at what point do I call this done? I don't know. Because like every time I add new marks and stuff, it just like looks cooler. But then like I can imagine a point where it becomes like diminishing returns, and you're like start screwing things up. I don't know. So I'm gonna add a little bit of white over here to this side, even though I really don't want to go too crazy over there with my blending stuff. Just kind of want to give an impression of where that chin ends. Blend that out a little bit. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. I'm gonna add a little bit of blur through here. I like that contrast between blurred and not blurred. So through here, I think it's appropriate to have things blurred out. All right. I think I think I'm running the risk of like overdoing it if I go too far much further. I think that this is probably how are we doing on time? Yeah, we're at the hour and 30-minute mark, so that makes sense. This is probably a good stopping point, I think. because if I continue to go over, like there might be some marks here and there and stuff that looks good, but also it's like there is a point where it's like overworked. And in this style of picture, it'd be different if I was doing something else, but in this style of picture, I don't, less is more. So I do think I'm going to wrap this up a little bit. Nice painterly look going on here. So it's so tough. Like you make that little quick gesture mark, and that's to like kind of like lead the viewer in the direction that you kind of wanted to go. So like I want this to look like the paw, um, like the first kind of coming off of this joint, if that makes sense. It's hard to. Anyway, you get the idea. It's there. I really like this paw. There we go. I think that looks good. Okay. And then get some. So you don't want just like these lines. You kind of want some chunks of areas as well. So like this little chunk area here and so on. You kind of that's the tough part about drawing in like an animal in pastel. You don't want it to like just be a bunch of lines and stuff. You want these like solid areas of color as well. Because that looks more painterly. That's a term. You can look it up. I'm not making up words. So it's all about balance. You got a lot of balance going on in this picture. All right, I think this is done. There's probably some more I could do to it, but I really, really running the risk of overworking it at this point. Round this eye off a little bit. Yeah, wrong pencil. Sorry. Erase half and keep going. There you go. Like you feel like you've done too much, just mess it up and then you have plenty to fix. Get some cool eye texture going in here. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. All right, well, probably one of the more colorful pictures I've done, I think. And definitely one of the highly stylized pictures I've done. I don't know. I'm kind of all over the place in terms of like style. Like this is definitely not my usual style, but it definitely looks cool. I don't know if I accomplished everything I set out to do, but can't really think of anything that I'm missing in this per se. The only thing I can think of to like continue doing to it is I can I don't know, add some speckles or whatever, but I'm not gonna do all that. I tell you what, the most difficult thing to draw when drawing animals, and all you have to do is try to draw an animal, and you'll see quickly what I'm talking about. And I don't know, like there's probably people more experienced than me that have overcome this problem. It's the whiskers. the whiskers are so hard because like these are like such like I don't care if you're painting it, drawing it with pencil or whatever, but you kind of have to just like draw that little mark I just made and just kind of hope that it comes out looking okay. It's tough. It really is. I think it looks fine. Um, but it's definitely one of those things where it's like running the risk, you know. Just, sorry, just putting in random marks here and there. This is really what creates visual interest. Laser kitty. That's what I'm going to call this guy. I mean, you really have to be like that, like not confident, but that like willing to let go, where you're just like, okay, I got this blue pencil. I don't know what this is going to look like, but I'm just going to put in a mark and hope that works out right. And usually it's fine. Maybe that one's a bit much, but whatever. You know, that's how these scribble arts work. Just gotta let go. That's a metaphor for life, guys. I'm gonna leave you with that. Just learn to let go. I think that looks pretty cool. All right. So I think that's about it for this kitty. So hopefully you guys came up with a name for this kitty. I don't know. Like I'm gonna call it Laser Kitty if you guys don't come up with something better than that. But I feel like you guys can come up with something better. I tell you what, why don't you guys leave a comment because I don't get a ton of comments. Leave a comment of like what you think this kitty's name is, and you know, all right. Here's your challenge for tonight. Um, I've been drinking, so I'm gonna come up with a challenge for you guys. Why don't you guys come up with a name for this kitty? And how about Scruffy? I like that. All right, come up with a name for this kitty and also an origin story. So like this kitty came from somewhere, it's going somewhere, it's doing something. What is the story behind this kitty? That's my challenge to you guys. I think that you guys are up to the challenge. You guys are very smart and creative individuals. But yeah, I want to see you guys come into the comments and drop a comment and tell me where's this kitty come from, where's it going, what's its origin story, what's its name, and all that jazz. So that's your challenge. You guys are up to the challenge. You guys are awesome. You guys can do this. But in the meantime, I think that's it for me. I think it looks pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with it. Hold it. Brr. So it looks like I don't know. There's something in this texture that's not sticking in some spots. Like for some reason that's not sticking right there. Anyway, all right. I think I'm done with this. I run the risk of overdoing it. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I think it looks pretty cool. Let me get back to this. Yeah, I appreciate it, Tom. Thank you guys for hanging out with me on a Tuesday night. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this kitty cat. I kind of like this style. I like doing colorful pictures like this. Maybe I'll do more in the future. But yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. Anyway, don't forget to leave a comment with the origin story of this kitty, what the cat's name is, where it comes from. I'm definitely very interested in seeing what you guys come up with. I think that you guys will have a lot of fun with that. But anyway, I'll see you guys on Thursday. You guys have a good time, and I am out. See ya. Bye. Have a good one.